Want help to grow your business? Download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.
Welcome to Grow Your Business. I'm Anna Musson and I'll be your host for this episode, which is called How Manners Make Money. Now, I know what you're thinking. We shouldn't talk about manners and money in the same sentence. That's not classy, and I hear what you're saying. But today, using manners in business is a wonderful way to differentiate yourself. And let's face it, manners are in again. These are the companies that we're working with. It's growing regularly because now big corporates are starting to say, look, we're focused on sales, we're focused on technical knowledge, but we haven't been focusing on our people skills and the little things that actually build a business. So with you this afternoon, we're going to be talking about the 1%ers, what the little things are that can make a big difference. Dressing for success or failure, communication etiquette, and hosting a business meeting. So I'm looking forward to running through some of these scenarios with you. And I want to start with number one, which is make the little things the big things in business. So everybody does the big things well. Everybody has a good brand and letterhead and they answer the phone and they do the big things easily. But it's the little things that actually set you apart. And whether you're dealing with mechanics or high net worth individuals, these are the little things that suggest you get me, you understand me, we can work together. Let's have a closer look. Say good morning to strangers, particularly while you're waiting for the lift. You obviously can't do this if you've got your head buried in your phone or earphones on your ears. Hold the door open for others with a smile if you can manage it. Say bless you when someone near you sneezes. Phone ahead before you're running late. Texting after you're running late is not thoughtful. Much better to say, look, I'm terribly sorry there's an accident on the bridge, or the ferry is late, or the tram has run into a rubbish bin, so that people have some notice. Take your earphones out in public. Having them in suggests you don't want to talk to anyone, and it's very hard to be helpful to someone else if your eyes are in your phone and your ears are elsewhere. Don't answer the phone in company. One of the best compliments you can give a person is your undivided attention. So ignore your phone. Remember, it works for you. Keep left on footpaths. Remember the thank you wave in traffic. I've got 6 pages of these, just joking. Be punctual. There's no point focusing on success if you can't turn up on time. For some people, that's a deal breaker. Resist the urge to interrupt or finish other people's sentences. It's a really bad habit, and sometimes we have these habits without noticing. So check with your friends if you're thinking that might be you. Refer to others as ladies and gentlemen, not the geezer or the chick or the Sheila. When other people hear you speaking well of strangers, they assume that you speak well of them. Send handwritten thank you notes, and not just after a wedding. They're a wonderful way to build your business. And actually, before I'm speaking at an engagement, I will send a little note handwritten ahead of time saying, looking forward to working with you. Who does that? Think about it. No one. Thongs are not shoes. Leggings are not pants. Ugg boots are for home. And go to great lengths to conceal your underwear. Ladies, no one should ever see your bra strap under any circumstances. And gentlemen, no one wants to see the line of your singlet under your short shirt or the top of your underpants. Not cool. And introduce yourself with your full name. Now, I know there was a couple of pages of those, so I've streamlined it to some of my top tips. And one of them is that well-mannered people always use their full name when they're being introduced. For example, if you're going to an event and you're thinking, look, I could pick up business anywhere, and I know I pick up business if I'm at a barbecue, a children's birthday party, something for the footy club, the opportunities are endless. But if you just introduce yourself with your first name, you're robbing the other person of the opportunity not only to remember you, but to place you. So if you think about where this became a thing, hundreds of years ago, your last name was an indication of what you did for work and your lineage to the throne, or how posh your family was. So a double-barreled name would often be because you were super posh and you've married someone posh and you want everyone to know, so you double-barrel it. Now, while we don't do that anymore, The custom of using your full name to allow a person to place you has stayed with us. So get in the habit of using your full name at any circumstance, and you will see the results. Now, let me show you how this works in an introduction. When you're meeting a person for the first time, you're going to say, good morning, not g'day or hi or how's it. I'm Anna Musson. They will then say, good morning, I'm John Smith. Pleased to meet you, John. Pleased to meet you, Anna. Now, if you don't say their name then, you will forget it. It will be gone, and then there's that awkward, what do I say now? I've forgotten it, mate. So use their name as often as you can in the first few minutes so that it's cemented in your brain. Now, this is the formula. I don't want to say you have to use that formula or it's over. I'm saying if you can apply your personality to this correct formula, that is great business etiquette. And once you've addressed a person in a formal manner, in your personal style, you can then reform it and dial it back a bit if they're very casual. But if they are quite a formal person and you've started with, g'day mate, how you going, Anna Musson, great to meet ya, then you're in trouble. But of course, you're going to change those depending on who you're meeting. Now, if we use this in another scenario, whereas you're introducing one person to another, this is actually an art. And to do this well, we need to be able to place a small compliment on each person so that each person feels valued, and they need to feel like they're meeting someone interesting. So in this scenario, we've said, Bill client, allow me to introduce our general manager, John Smith. Now see, I've used each person's full name so that they each have the opportunity to place the other. And the best case scenario is John says, Bill, are you the Bill client who owns the client's butcher shop? And if Bill says, yes, we've got a chain of those across the store, John says, my wife and I love your lamb sausages, they have a connection. And that is what we are always looking for in life, is that connection. So ensure you are facilitating that. The next step is to add a thoughtful link. Give them something to talk about. Now, in a business setting, that can be something around work. And I've used that example here where I've said, Bill has made some excellent property choices over the years, and we're currently looking at a new option in Fremantle. So it's a subtle compliment, and you never want to be, overly smarmy with that. But if this was a social event, we might say, Bill is also a fantastic tennis player, and I think he would rival your record at the clubhouse. Then they have something in common, they can laugh about their tennis scores, and they're away. What you don't want to do is make the mistake of making a joke at someone else's expense out of nerves. I remember once someone was leaving their handbag for me to look after while someone else was taking this client through to, I think, to a bank or somewhere important. And I said, you can leave your bag here, I won't rifle through it. I was very young, which immediately put the person offside and made them worry, of course, that I was going to go through their bag. So always look to build and place a compliment where possible. Now, the rule of thumb, as you can see here in big red writing, is say the name of the more important person first. If you get that wrong, it's not a deal breaker, but it's always nice to say that person's name first. Dress how you want to be addressed. Now, in business today, whether it's business attire or business casual or smart casual, we really can dress as we please. And it's up to you to think about how you want to be addressed, how you want to be taken as a worker and as a person, and dress according to that. Some people are calling that your personal brand, and I know when I'm dressing, I aim to be consistent. I want to be covered, and I want people to consider me someone who's an expert, sophisticated, polished, knowledgeable, intelligent. Now, I might not get all of those, but I'm not going to get any of those if I turn up in denim shorts and a singlet top. So to be a little more specific, when it comes to ladies, the rule of thumb is to keep your shoulders covered at work. There's no exceptions. Shoulders should always be covered. It's very distracting when we have a lot of flesh. Closed toe, heel and toe shoe versus a slingback or a sandal is more professional. Choose colour. It's quite lazy to wear black all the time, and I know I'm pressing some of your buttons, but I want to challenge you to change. Choose colour, and if in doubt, go and have your colours done and have someone tell you what you look best in. A ponytail every day is no one's best look. So if that means every day you get up, you wear your hair in the same style, it's time for a change. Step out, go and see the hairdresser and say, I need something new, I need to wear my hair down every day, and this isn't working for me. Ensure your clothing fits you properly, so it should be not too tight, not too loose. You should be able to move around in it, and it should never be revealing. Remember the sit-down pickup test. Can I sit down in this without having to cover my lap for modesty? Can I pick something up off the ground without anything falling out or being on display? It's a good rule of thumb. And for ladies, the more flesh you expose, the less credible you appear. And this also applies for gentlemen. Should you be thinking about wearing a little less clothes to work? This is why shorts are not appropriate in the workplace, nor singlet tops or midriffs, especially for men. But the more flesh you expose, the less credible you appear. Let's have a closer look for you, gentlemen. If you're thinking, all right, what is the next level of polish for me? How can I ensure I look like the job that I'm going to, or I impress my new clients in a manner that suggests I get them? I'm used to dealing with successful people. Leather-soled shoes are a more stylish choice than a rubber sole. They sound wonderful walking across the tiles, and they look terrific. Most people have them resoled, and that's definitely an option for you. Opt for a suit in navy or dark grey instead of black. Now, navy is the colour of loyalty and trust. Grey is the colour of reliability. Black is the colour for the working class. So if you think in the last 100 years, if you had servants, they wore black. So I'm not saying you will look like a waiter in your black suit, but navy or dark grey is a much more flattering choice and will also, look better with your skin tone, but also send the message that you're building trust and loyalty. Ties should be a Windsor knot or a half Windsor knot. And if you haven't worked out how to do that yet, it's pretty easy if you get on YouTube and have a look. But the 4-in-hand is not the choice for grown-ups. That was for when you were at school. Choose a shirt in a crisp pastel pink, blue or white. And remember, if you're wearing a white undershirt underneath your shirt, it will make the white pop and look wonderful. We'll also observe perspiration stains. Only undo the top button and roll up your sleeves after work. And remember, you should be able to get 2 fingers inside your collar to ensure that your shirt fits you properly. Now, socks should match your shoes, which should match your belt. So there's no need to go out and invest in blue socks or white socks, because if you're wearing brown trousers, you'll wear brown shoes and brown socks. If you're wearing white sneakers with something, you'll wear...
To continue enjoying this presentation, download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.